The Indiana Fever have given a update on her status.
The Fever has released some information
on Caitlin Clark's injury.
The Indiana Fever just dropped some information about her injury.
There's no timetable available for Clark's return.
No timetable for her return.
This is not good news for this season.
Breaking news out of Indiana.
We don't know how much longer Caitlin Clark's going to be out.
Caitlin Clark is officially sidelined after a tough groin injury.
Caitlin Clark is out tonight once again. It looks like she will be out for quite some time based on this newest statement that was released today by the Indiana Fever,
leaving the Fever scrambling and fans worried. She's been the heart of this team and the biggest name in the league, and now her future this season is in question. Do you stand with Caitlin Clark taking all the time she needs to recover? Drop a comment, 100% if you're with her.
Clark's recent right groin injury, which she sustained on July 15th in a game against the Connecticut Sun.
Caitlin Clark's latest setback came on July 15th during a game against the Connecticut Sun.
Following a July 15th injury to her right groin, Indiana Fever Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week.
While driving and planting, she felt a pull in her right groin, an injury serious enough that the Fever's medical staff immediately sidelined her.
The team can confirm that no additional injuries or damage were discovered through the evaluation. Happy, joy. We all know she has a pulled groin.
A few days later, further evaluations confirmed an important but limited piece of good news. There was no additional structural damage, no tears, no complications, just a groin strain.
You see here, Clark will continue working with the medical team in her recovery and rehab with the priority of her long-term health and well-being. There's no timetable for her return.
There is no timetable available for Clark's return, and no additional details will be provided at this time.
There's no timetable available for Clark's return, and no additional details will be provided at this time.
But that doesn't erase the reality. There is no timetable for her return, and when a professional team refuses to project even a tentative timeline,
we're already on day 9. I don't see her coming back within the week. That would already make it a 2-week injury. Within the next 2 weeks, now we're talking 3 weeks. It really might be end of August if she does come back. Middle to end of August if she does come back, based on how they worded it.
It usually means they expect weeks, possibly the remainder of the season, before she's fully ready to play again.
Is the third different injury that caused her to miss time this season. She's missed 5 games on 2 separate occasions, first due to a left quad strain and then because of a left groin injury.
This is not just one random injury either. It's already the 3rd separate issue she's faced this season. Earlier in the year, Clark missed time due to a quad strain, then another groin problem, and now this.
She hasn't shot the ball well. She's had no lift. She's had less burst. She's not as explosive.
These aren't isolated flukes. They're part of a pattern of physical wear that has started to catch up with her in her first WNBA season.
She's missed 11 of 24 games this season. Wow. The team's statement said they will prioritize her long-term health. Clark's absence is a blow to the Fever's playoff hopes.
The on-court effect is undeniable. Indiana has played 24 games so far, and Clark has already missed 11. Their record without her, 4-7. With her, they're a team hovering around .500 and fighting for playoff position.
I think our ball moves differently. What we run is different. She has such gravity, and her ability, not just to be at the top of the scouting report, but her ability to make everybody better with the ball in her hands. So some of the things that we run are different when she's on the floor than when she's not. We run some more off-ball stuff, a lot less on-ball actions.
Without her, they become vulnerable, both offensively and defensively. Her ability to handle the ball under pressure, draw double teams, and create shots for others isn't something that can be replaced. Coaches have admitted they have to change their entire playbook when she's out. Less on-ball action, more forced off-ball sets, and a faster but less efficient ball movement system.
At 12-12, Indiana holds a 1-game lead over the 9th seed Golden State Valkyries.
The Fever's playoff hopes are now shaky. At the time of her injury, Indiana was clinging to a narrow lead over the 9th seed. Every loss matters, and historically, they win far fewer games without her.
The Fever are 4-7 without Caitlin Clark in the lineup.
Even fans understand that if Caitlin isn't on the floor, this team's chances of making the postseason drop sharply. and the consequences go far beyond wins and losses.
Caitlin Clark has changed the game. She changed it in college and in the WNBA.
Country has fallen in love with what we have created. And America, here's the girl next door, all grown up, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark has captivated the nation, breaking scoring records in college and bringing women's basketball to a whole new audience.
She is a phenomenon.
Clark isn't just Indiana's star. She's the face of the WNBA's growth surge. Opposing franchises have already moved multiple Fever games to NBA arenas to meet the demand to see her in person.
Chicago moved its game to the United Center, the home of the Bulls, and NHL's Blackhawks, while the Wings moved to American Airlines Center, the home of the Mavericks and the Dallas Stars.
Chicago shifted their matchup to the United Center, home of the Bulls. Dallas moved theirs to the American Airlines Center, where the Mavericks play.
Clark's injury is a blow to the networks as it proves she's the league's biggest ratings draw.
Each of those games sold out, even when she didn't play. But ticket prices and secondary market demand plunged once her absence was confirmed.
Does that mean no longer we will be seeing Clark on a unicycle, being paraded like a zoo animal, smashing the symbol, signing autographs, taking pictures with fans, flying over here, flying over there, taking a bus over here, taking a bus over there?
Television numbers tell the same story. WNBA broadcasts featuring Caitlin Clark have set season highs, while those without her see a sharp drop. One example, the All-Star Game drew over 1 million fewer viewers compared to the highest-rated Fever games earlier in the season, simply because Clark wasn't active on the court. In short, this isn't just a player injury, it's a league-wide ripple. Indiana lost its leader, its offensive engine, and the athlete who single-handedly changed their national relevance.
And it says, following a July 15th injury to her right groin, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week.
The WNBA lost its biggest ratings draw. Fans lost the chance to see the player they bought tickets and jerseys for. That's the true scope of this disastrous moment. Caitlin Clark's absence doesn't just stall Indiana's season. It changes the entire landscape of the league.
A 4-letter word, R-E-S-T. Are they finally going to let her rest and relax and recover?
The Indiana Fever's official statement says Caitlin Clark will continue her rehabilitation with a focus on long-term health and well-being, but deliberately avoids giving any timeline for her return. That absence of specifics has created widespread speculation, not only about when she'll be back, but whether we've already seen her last game of the season. For fans and analysts, no timetable usually signals more than a short rest period. Teams typically use that phrasing when they know recovery will extend well beyond a few games.
But I have to believe team can confirm that no additional injuries or damage were discovered through evaluations. They checked out her groin. Whatever was wrong with her groin remains wrong with her groin. We still really don't know.
Several observers have openly suggested that the Fever might choose to shut her down for the year, particularly if their playoff position collapses. From a practical standpoint, there's little sense in risking a star's future if the team isn't realistically in contention. Beyond the timeline itself, there's growing debate over how the Fever, and perhaps the league, are handling her recovery.
This when they started the day-to-day thing. Doctors just told the shocking truth about Caitlin Clark injury. Groin strain is that they are very slow healing tissue. Easy to re-injure and consistently required for anything involving the legs. Sometimes even shutting them down for a couple weeks isn't enough.
Even after her injury, Clark has often been seen traveling with the team, sitting on the bench during road games, signing autographs and attending events. Medical voices have pointed out that constant flights, changes in altitude, and limited opportunities to rest or stretch can aggravate groin injuries and slow healing. Groin strains require extended periods of low activity and controlled therapy.
Following a July 15th injury to her right groin, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week.
Not days filled with appearances, travel, and public obligations. This has led some to question whether the push to keep her visible is being driven by competitive needs or by business pressures. Clark's presence directly affects ticket sales, broadcast ratings, and overall league attention. Some fans fear that the desire to maintain that momentum might be conflicting with what's best for her long-term health.
Flying in a pulled abductor muscle, potential aggravation. Flying particularly long flights can potentially aggravate a pulled adductor groin muscle due to several factors. Prolonged sitting, airplane seats. Now look, they're not flying economy, so I'm not looking at that.
Evidence suggests Clark herself may recognize this. Reports from multiple sources indicate that she sought additional opinions from doctors outside the Fever organization, likely in New York, to ensure she's receiving the best possible treatment plan.
The team can confirm that no additional injuries or damage were discovered through the evaluations. Clark will continue working with the Fever medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation, with the priority on her long-term health and well-being. There is no timetable available for Clark's return, and no additional details will be provided at this time. Any further updates will be shared as they become.
That move suggests she's taking control of her own recovery rather than relying solely on team-provided protocols. For many supporters, this is a reassuring sign. She isn't letting outside demands dictate her return. She's making choices that prioritize her career longevity. Meanwhile, speculation spreads online.
Does that mean no longer we will be seeing Clark on a unicycle, being paraded like a zoo animal, smashing the symbol, signing autographs, taking pictures with fans, flying over here, flying over there, taking a bus over here, taking a bus over there?
Some fans argue she shouldn't play again this year under any circumstances. Others believe she could return just before the playoffs if the Fever remain in contention. A smaller but louder group wonders if these injuries and the surrounding tension could eventually push her toward a different team or a new situation entirely. All of this uncertainty has put enormous focus on a single question. Is it worth risking Caitlin Clark's future for a handful of games in a season that may already be slipping away?
They stated Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week, which confirmed that no additional injuries or damages were discovered.
Caitlin Clark's injury doesn't just pause her rookie season. It forces everyone to confront how essential she already is to the WNBA's future. Even while sidelined, she remains the league's central figure. Ticket demand, merchandise sales, and television ratings all reflect a reality that's difficult to ignore.
So it seems like a lot of people are with it, man. A lot of people are saying, hey, just take the rest of this season. Let's see if you can make it to the playoffs. If not the playoffs, then let's just see you in 2026, man. I think that's the best option. Honestly, those are the best two options.
She's the player drawing unprecedented national attention. But with that visibility comes risk. Every rushed return, every minute played, while less than 100%, and every unnecessary trip could jeopardize not just her immediate impact, but her long-term career.
We passed up open shots. We second-guessed ourselves on the offensive end of the floor, second-guessed ourselves a little bit on the defensive end of the floor. And I mean, you know, when you even if it's the wrong thing, when there's clarity and conviction in it, good things happen. And we've got to stay in that with that kind of aggressive mindset.
Is playing for Sophie Cunningham to start again tonight, or what's your?
Yes.
What is it about her, I guess, at the start of the game that you like having her in the lineup?
Another ball handler, another player who can create shots for her teammates, as well as stretch the floor. A really good defensive rebounder as well. You know, we had at times really struggled from a defensive rebounding standpoint, so like that as well. And her energy.
Experienced trainers, including those who've worked with athletes like Michael Jordan, have publicly emphasized that strength and conditioning must be balanced with injury prevention. Pushing to become faster and stronger too quickly can lead to exactly what Clark is facing now.
This is not a great look for the Indiana Fever organization.
He stated Caitlin Clark appears to have re-aggravated her right adductor groin strain. The trick part about a groin strain is that they are very slow healing tissue.
Repeated soft tissue injuries, reduced explosiveness, and a body that doesn't get the chance to fully heal. This makes her next steps crucial. Does she try to fight back into the lineup late this season, or does she take the safer route? Full rest, complete rehabilitation, and a strategic return next year at 100% strength?
Y'all got the coach. Y'all got the players who think it should be about them and not Clark. Clark isn't playing. This should not be a problem. Y'all all got what the fuck y'all wanted. Now the fans are watching to see if this really is y'all team or if it's Clark's team.
Many argue the second option protects both her career and the league's long-term investment in her. If Indiana falls out of playoff contention, the decision may become obvious. There's little benefit to risking re-injury for a team playing meaningless games.
They're continuing the charade of day-to-day, but you can tell based on that it is not a day-to-day situation because they're talking about her long-term health.
Meanwhile, the speculation about NYL, New York Liberty, surfaces because of her massive marketability. While there's no evidence of any move now, it's clear that large market franchises and their fans see how transformative Clark's presence can be. Social chatter often imagines what she could do with a roster that has championship pieces already in place.
A lot of people have said just stay out the rest of the season. Seriously, look, not for long though. Other WNBA players, Caitlin Clark, that is Tonya Harding. Of course, she stabbed Caitlin Clark in the back with a knife, very famously back in the day.
For now, that's just fan talk. Her immediate priority isn't a new team. It's regaining full health and ensuring that when she does step back onto the court, she's the same player, or an even better version of the one who has already changed the WNBA's trajectory. The bottom line, this injury is a temporary setback, not a defining moment.
Just hope that the Indiana Fever can hold down the fort while she's out. We've heard what people been saying about the Indiana Fever without her. They're finding an identity. Some people even believe that they're better without her.
Caitlin Clark has proven resilience, leadership, and an ability to thrive under pressure. The Fever, the league, and millions of fans know she's not just an important player. She's a generational talent. Protecting that talent now ensures that when she returns, she can do more than just play. She can continue to lift the entire sport.
Because I think she got the job and was like, holy crap, I did not realize the attention, the criticism, and everything was going to be a daily thing. Yep, it's going to be a daily thing. You're right about that. And she can just as easily go back to Connecticut or somewhere else, and hell, nobody will even notice she's there.
Caitlin Clark's absence is bigger than one team's losing streak. It's a reminder that even the league's brightest star needs time to heal. Indiana's playoff hopes may be uncertain, ticket prices might dip, and TV ratings might fall, but none of that matters more than protecting a career that can shape the WNBA for the next decade.
I think our ball moves differently. What we run is different. She has such gravity and her ability, not just to be at the top of the scouting report, but her ability to make everybody better with the ball in her hands. So some of the things that we run are different when she's on the floor than when she's not. We run some more off-ball stuff, a lot less on-ball actions.
Fans everywhere have already made their position clear. They'd rather wait months to see a fully healthy Caitlin than watch her risk permanent damage for short-term results. If you believe she should take all the time she needs and come back only when she's truly ready, let us know. Drop a 100% in the comments right now.